Hi, I'm Miranda Davis. I'm the creator of the Lice Angels here in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I just wanted to share my story about how I started this lice company. So I remember being a little girl and my Aunt Janet sitting me in the bathtub for hours because I had head lice. And it was embarrassing. I was humiliated, I was embarrassed, I was in pain. I was bored sitting there for hours. My neck started hurting. And I just remember being traumatized. So she finally got rid of my lice and I don't think I ever got it again. So me being a mother with my first daughter, Chloe, I sent her to daycare. And I remember picking her up one day from daycare and she was so little, she was only like 5 or 6 months old, barely had any hair, and she had head lice. I freaked out just like anybody would. And I went to the store and I got some over-the-counter products, and as soon as I opened it, I smelled it and I did not want to put that on my daughter's head. Went to the doctor, they prescribed something even worse that smelled really bad. So I just chose to just pick everything out of her little head. And it was time consuming. She was moving a lot and I just remember being so stressed out about it. And years later, I have 4 kids and I'm working 2 to 3 jobs as a single mom. And all of my kids get head lice. I have 3 daughters and 1 little boy. My daughters had long, thick, black hair, and it was crazy how much lice they had in their hair. I had no idea. They got it during sports and cheerleading. So we went to Target, we went to Walmart, we got so many products, we filled up our basket. And at that time, it was hundreds of dollars that I spent that I did not have as a single mom. And me being the only provider, that was a lot of money for me. And I went home, did the lice treatments. One of my daughters had an allergic reaction to it. And I remember it smelling so gross and drying out my daughter's hair. And it smelled disgusting. And just to find out that a few days later, it didn't work at all. So I started doing my research, and the nearest lice salon was in San Antonio, Texas. So what did I do? I packed my kids up. I drove to San Antonio, Texas. I went into this lice clinic and I was so embarrassed because it wasn't private. It was literally people in there just stacked up. Everybody's watching you come in. There was no privacy. There was loud machines. My little boy had sensory issues at that time and the machine bothered him a lot. So we got it done, spent almost $1,000 that I did not have. And it was very stressful. So we come back home to Corpus. Guess what? A week later, my kids got lice again, or it just never went away. So I started doing my research and I was wondering why Corpus Christi didn't have a place like that. And I wanted to bring a different concept to having an actual lice clinic. And what I wanted to do was something more like nice. Whenever you walked in, I wanted it to be inviting. I wanted it to be private, one-on-one, confidential. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want people to feel how I felt whenever I walked into that other lice facility. So what I did was I started creating a formula that was all natural, safe, smelled really good, infused with vitamins, so that way it nourishes the hair as well as, dehydrating the eggs and killing the bugs. And I did. So I started doing people for free and I was testing my product on them and I found out that it really did work. So then I started hustling, promoting myself, putting myself out there. I got on the news and I actually started doing door to door. And at that time I didn't have money and I took my kids with me to do these jobs at people's houses. So I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to build a business from the ground up, not knowing what I was doing. I just knew that God gave me this to want to help other people because I knew that at that time I needed help and there wasn't anybody in our area that helped. So I started doing door to door. I got a small 200-300 square foot office, and within 1 month I was so booked that I couldn't even keep up. So I moved to another facility. I had to hire people. And at that time, it was during 2020, and my daughters told me to get on TikTok. And I was just thinking, I don't have any talents. I don't I don't dance. I don't do any of that. And my girls are like, no, mommy, like, it's really good. You should put your business on there. You should show what you do. So I did, guys. And within one day, 24 hours of a video that I posted, I was getting hundreds of thousands of views in 24 hours. I had a news station from the UK, from Canada, reach out to me. And I'm like just this small nobody here in South Texas. And so it was amazing. And at that time, I realized that lice is all over the world. It's not just here in South Texas. It is worldwide, and all parents are struggling with head lice, how I was. So also at that time, Driscoll Children's Hospital reached out to me and they wanted to team up with me. They wanted to sign a contract, and I did. So I've been doing work for Driscoll Children's Hospital for the last 3 years. So people that can't afford lice removal, they are able to get the Driscoll Health Plan Medicaid and come see us at no charge. And I wish I could have gotten that way back in the day whenever I couldn't afford it. So I think it's a really good service. And we help people all over the world. We ship products worldwide. And I love educating. I love letting people know that lice is not dirty. It is not gross. It happens. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. So many people get head lice and it's just not a big deal. But what is a big deal is finding a good product and doing your kid's hair and knowing to clean after and knowing that certain products just do not work anymore. So I love what I do. I'm behind that chair every single day, and I love talking to families and letting them know that it's normal. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. And within this journey, I have found out that so many kids get bullied. They get made fun of. So many kids go into a depression because they're scared to tell their parents that they have lice because they think that they're dirty or they think they're gonna get in trouble. And that's not the case at all. So whenever they walk in through my doors, it is a safe zone here. They will be the only family here. Nobody will see them here. And I think that's something that parents appreciate so much, as well as other kids coming in. So I love what I do. I love owning this company, and I love what we stand for. And now years later, we have 3 other locations, and those locations came from moms that came into my clinic. Their kids had head lice. They were so stressed out, and same story as me. They wanted to come in on this journey with me and help their community. So now we have Alice, Texas, we have Kingsville, Texas, we have Rockport, Texas, and my main corporate location here in Corpus Christi. So that is my story, and I love sharing it with everybody because I was just a single mom with 4 kids struggling with lice, and here I am now helping other people with the same problem that I went through. So I love talking about lice. It is my life. And my kids think I'm crazy because I love what I do. So I am Miranda Davis. I am the CEO of the Lice Angels, and it was so nice talking to you guys.